Okay. So we're getting Connor a cookie here.
Ooh, that was a sound spike.
This is like, this is our ASMR episode.
No.
Part 2. I think I'm going to start putting the title in front of the number. You know, it's normally Experience Podcast, or blah, blah, blah. Connor Eats a Cookie. This time it'll be Connor Eats a Cookie, the Experience Podcast. That's just how Anchor sets it up, which we'll have to talk to you about with the monetization. Mm-hmm. We'll do that off air. Anyway.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. We might want to start over because that sound might have been distracting to our future audience. That loud noise when the box is open.
I understand. No, it's part of the crispness of the show.
It's part of the experience.
Yeah, that's the experience.
Part of the experience.
That's the experience. Okay, we'll go this one. Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And someone else?
And another person?
That's it.
Oh, let's see.
There's only 3 this week. We've been doing 4 a lot.
Have we?
No.
Because the last
Actually, it's been a lot of 3.
It's been a lot of 3s. We haven't had 4.
Connor seems like he hasn't been on in a while.
I've been on since the last one. It's been about a week.
It's been about a week.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Austin.
Ooh, you're using a real name.
Risky.
Yeah.
Our guest last week used a fake name.
Oh,
Yeah, he went by Noah.
Oh, well, I need a ghostwriter. A ghost podcaster.
He went by Noah. Now, I'm sure you already heard about Tanner's podcast.
No, I don't know. Tanner's podcast.
I heard you were
as well?
on it. I heard you were on it before.
Really?
I've never been on Tanner's podcast.
Yeah, he does an after show for our podcast. Kind of breaks down all the key components of this show. It's called So Tanner's middle school nickname.
So it's the experience review.
No, it's Tanner Master Debates Weekly. His nickname in middle school was Master Debates.
Classic.
That he gave himself.
He gave himself, by the way.
Oh.
We're not joking. You can listen to that. It's episode number
57.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his show is Tanner Master Debates Weekly, and he really takes a deep dive into this show. So
really
I'm sure you've been on it.
I'm sure that Spike is going to provide a lot
He's
of
gonna. Oh, that's like a 30-minute.
review.
That's a
Yeah.
30-minute review.
He's gonna really like that
He
one.
takes a deep dive.
Yeah, that cookie crate, that clamshell opening. It's a lot of content.
What's the advantage of the clamshell opening? I feel like there's no good.
For this?
Yeah.
The clam?
What's the
clamshell?
other way that these are shut? I guess is it just that?
Well, there's like Oreos.
Just a bag. But why
Yeah.
is this? Is this better?
That's like the Rowan column method.
Yeah, and this is just like. Well, this is public, so they're just throwing it into the bin and hoping that it.
Now, if you go to like a more artisanal baker, it might come in like a parchment box.
Yeah,
So maybe this is like the step up. Like
with wax paper. Like there's no
Yes.
wax paper here.
No.
No. This is for like commercialization. I guess this is easier to produce.
And also podcast content.
Of course.
Of course.
That was a main feature.
Although we have had
You get some of that
we've had
base in.
several unboxing episodes.
Would you count that as an unboxing?
This is an unboxing episode, and Connor's going to unbox the next item here.
All right. Well, here we have, and this is a big item.
Okay. While Connor's doing that, are you doing? Okay. There's nothing in there. I need to throw that out. Anyway, so just a recap from last week, we have switched over to Anchor.fm, so you could find us on Anchor.fm/the-experience. The Apple Podcast is still the same. We'll eventually be on Google Podcasts,
Really?
Spotify,
Wow.
other places.
That's my favorite one. I love
Other
it.
places?
Other places.
Other places has a lot of good content. They have a deep library, a deeper library than most places, I would say.
And my favorite one that I've been listening to on other places, is that one podcast.
That one podcast.
It's really good.
It's got a catchy name.
Yeah.
It's something that you see it, you want to click on it eventually. I'm sure you've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's with those guys.
That one
Those guys,
podcast.
with those
Yeah.
guys.
For sure.
Really good.
Other places, it's a good platform. It's free too, so I don't know why more people don't do it. They do have several ads throughout your podcast, so the podcast eventually becomes about 80% ads.
Will this episode be monetized?
No, because this is on Anchor.fm. I'm saying at the podcast hosting site of other places.
Oh.
It's about 80% ads, and so that's one slight downside. I call it a minor downside.
Yeah.
If but they really
Advertisements in podcasts.
they really put the material in the hands of the creators. Honestly, if you other places. Anyway, this podcast is sponsored by Other Places.
Yeah. You can visit them at other.places.
.fakenews.com.
.fakenews.com.
Okay, so Austin, go ahead and talk about your childhood.
Well, my childhood.
Okay, that's nice. So Connor,
Yes.
why do you not like Austin's childhood?
Well, here's the problem, and you talked about it a little bit.
You really got into it.
I know, just my analyzation.
Let's do a deep dive.
I'll do a deep dive here.
Pretend you're Tanner Master the Base.
So I'm Tanner, and so I'm listening to this. I'm going back, and this is a little bit of a meta.
So think about the first part. So because I liked when you brought up that first thing.
About his
The
childhood.
introductory.
The introductory part was good. So why don't you go into that part?
So I'll go into that a little bit. So you went into your childhood, talked about it, and just because I wanted to compare it with I wanted to like juxtapose, as you would say.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And
That's a good word.
it's a big. We got to define that for Tanner eventually.
Yeah.
And I
might get stuck analyzing that for a little too long.
He's gonna move.
look it up on. But
He's gonna do a little
he's
podcast.
doing
He
his
has a little
podcast
producer
to
in
himself when he's looking it up.
He thinks he's a producer. He does that little producer in the booth kind of role when he thinks our
Keep
jokes aren't
going.
running. But then he'll explain our jokes as we're telling them
For the lay people.
for him.
For
himself.
himself.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
So
how
you're like, oh, I get it, because you're doing that thing where you do that, and it's like Tanner. That's literally the whole bit. Anyway, sorry. Go on. Austin's middle part of his life.
No. And that's what I thought. Overall,
Eh?
Yeah.
3 stars.
What's your
Yeah.
take? What's your take on his take?
Well, so I like. So let's look at the argument as a whole.
Okay.
It's kind of a big circle thing because he really gets into the details, and that's what I like about it, while also keeping that big picture part.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you kind of take the beginning and you look at the end, and you can kind of compare them.
a really synergistic approach.
There's a lot of
Right.
good metaphors that he kind of he uses, and I liked that part. I think it was,
Yeah.
but there were problems with it.
There were.
And I'm going to get into several, but just one. My main problem was it wasn't necessarily, and as you can see now when you look at it, and then
Yeah, and I thought the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because when I was saying it, I knew that I had some processing because of this
Austin?
and that and the other. But
I think that was a very expert.
Let's talk
expert
about why you're
analysis.
burying tissues into my couch.
Well, that's where I stash him for later.
Okay, interesting
Later.
concept. I have plenty right here.
I'm
I brought some
anticipating
out.
either crying or throwing up.
We
during
have a
some
bucket
time
here.
of the
Now
podcast.
Connor knows that's from an energy chat.
this is
So
so
tell me
GT
more
Catering,
about
I
this.
guess, gave us.
For the ASMR sensitive folks, this will make some good content. as
That's
well.
good. That's
wow.
good. Now we'll
Tanner
see
is
that.
going to love that.
We got a couple different.
I've seen him like walking around listening to the
This bucket has a good
podcast, so he
soundscape.
knows.
Lots of different stuff.
No, I got that from Energy Chat. I guess GT Catering had like ice in it, and they left. So the bucket was ours, and so I
Not
said,
anymore.
"I'll take the bucket." I haven't used it since.
But did you anticipate using the bucket?
I figured, it's a bucket. You should be able to use a bucket in some capacity.
But you haven't.
If you
I
need
have
to bucket
not
something around.
Used the bucket quite yet, but it seems like something that would be useful. It's one of those things that you know you're going to use, but you never use it.
I've never had a use for a bucket,
No.
Well,
personally.
Eventually, I could see. I mean, if it could fit something,
I think Tanner did put it on his head as a kind
he
of
did.
yes.
That would be.
Oh, they also did the bags. That was the whole thing with Steven.
That was.
That was a chaotic episode.
Tell me more about the bags.
Those are free bags that we found, or that I found.
Don't mind if I do.
You can take a bag if you want. It's very low quality. Now Austin's holding here for our listeners, of course. It's a black drawstring bag. Feels like it was made out of tissue paper, because it probably is, and it's probably already broken. It's very wide. It's actually.
It is wide.
It's very wide.
It's got a big opening.
It's wider than your shoulders. No offense.
Yeah.
But actually.
You could fit me in.
Actually, hold on. Hold it up. Hold it up. That's no. Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
We're not
Yikes.
gonna stretch it to its full.
No, actually, that's
Wow.
pretty much exactly a little bit of your shoulder.
It's a big bag.
It's not a
It's
big
a
bag.
very big
It's
bag.
So Connor runs.
So I run. Do you want me? I can tell. I've got a good story.
That
I
never
actually-
happens.
What? So wait, do you run?
Okay, are we done with the
I
cookies?
have run
No, I want
before.
more.
Okay.
What do you run
Austin,
from?
you could probably eat the cookie.
I run from. Well,
Do you want a cookie? On?
I'm good, thank you.
You can probably eat.
I'll eat his.
So there's no. It doesn't say nuts on it.
That's nuts.
It says
Wow.
it doesn't say nuts. It
That was
would
a good
say it
one.
in the. It doesn't say nuts. It says every other allergen imaginable, like soy, milk.
Oh,
wheat.
it's okay. I'll cook you up later.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
You were running from something.
You were running.
I was
this the
running.
dog thing again?
That was a good story.
That was good.
That was
Just
a 10
listen,
out of 10
Connor
story.
gets chased by a dog. He's very afraid of dogs.
Mhm.
He'll be chasing him when he runs.
And that was 2 of them that time.
That was true.
It was a pit bull and a German Shepherd. But this was a different one. So here I am. So here I am. All right, I'm running. Set the scene, and I'm in Tennessee.
Now, are you running?
So I'm running
Okay.
in this scenario, and I'm in Tennessee. Okay,
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
This was last weekend? Or
this
whatever?
was this weekend, past weekend.
Mhm, okay.
So here I am.
Oh, that's right.
In Tennessee, running, and so we went to my friend's cabin in Tennessee.
Okay.
Where I was running, and like behind him, it was this huge mountain, and so I just, I'm on the scenic route.
Were you running?
So I was running in Tennessee,
Okay.
yes, and so I went up the hill, and I noticed as I was running that it started getting really, really steep, and I was like, this is gonna start hurting. But I thought we'd dip down a little bit, so I keep running. 1,200 feet of incline later, I'm struggling to breathe, can't see real well. 3 miles up the mountain, but I get to the top-ish. And I get a good view. Do you want to see a picture for our audience?
the viewers?
That
Viewers.
they can't see.
For the listeners.
You can describe it.
Paint a word picture for us.
A word picture. So I'll look at.
Now, did you faint at the top as you took the picture?
No.
Did you barely get
Yeah,
that?
did
get
you
it
say
out?
12,000 feet?
Climbing. Yes.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of.
feet.
It's
That's
a
a lot
few
of
feet.
feet. Yeah, that's a few.
So, here.
Okay, and Connor's pulling it up here.
Okay, so I'll explain the picture. So you can see over the crest of the hill, there's a big expanse of nature. You see the mountains, some clouds, trees. It's foggy. It's cloudy because it just rained. And there's like an old wooden kind of post by the road.
Okay,
Is that what you envisioned?
that's exactly what I am.
This is what you saw?
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty close.
That's pretty close.
yeah. There you go.
But yeah, I run.
Anyway, you ran.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead.
Did you make it back down?
Yeah.
He did not make it back.
No.
We got up 12.
He never made it
Down
back.
12.
Yeah, it's a sad,
Sad story, yeah. Gonna miss him.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
So hobbies. What are they?
What are my hobbies?
Running.
A guest podcaster.
Of course. Talk about all the other podcasts you've been on.
I've been on one other podcast before.
Oh, okay.
And you've heard it.
Oh boy, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was in your prime as a
It was in my prime, back in 8th grade, kind of when I
Yes.
peaked.
Yeah. He peaked in middle school.
I've been
Same.
on one podcast before that, similar to Tanner's
Master Debates
Master
Weekly.
Debates Weekly.
Yeah, Tanner Master Debates Weekly.
Yes.
That's the whole.
Yes.
title.
I was gonna let you say
Of
that.
course, of course.
I was on a podcast that would review the weekly episodes of America's Got Talent, where we would also do a deep dive into the acts.
So it's very similar to this podcast. Obviously, this is an after show in and of itself.
Oh, what is the precursor show to this one?
Connor.
Well, the precursor show is. Should I say it?
You go ahead.
I mean,
Is
I
it
don't know if I want to spoil.
Is it, or do you not want to drive it?
The show itself is
show.
a spoiler too.
Oh.
Yeah. So we don't want to. Maybe next week we'll
Maybe next
reveal.
week we'll reveal what we're actually analyzing.
So go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry,
so the
the other
big reveal.
podcast you were on.
Yeah, so I've been a guest reviewer on that podcast before.
And your credentials are?
That podcast.
No, I mean for being on that podcast.
Oh, no credentials.
Okay.
No credentials at
Interesting.
all.
Interesting.
Except having a critical eye
Okay.
for America and its talent. But that's about it.
Now, what's your criticism on Connor's talents?
My talent. Every single one.
Well, from all the ones I've heard about, you can go up and down.
Can go up and down.
Yeah, 12,000 up.
Yeah.
12,000 down.
I would think so.
Well, I haven't done the math yet, so we'll assume
Supposedly.
that's right.
And it might be.
I've also been able to gather good photography skills.
Yes,
that
that-
picture was very.
Well, you should check out our Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a great picture of Noah.
The composition was really nice.
Have you seen the picture of Noah on our Instagram?
I've not. No. Did you
Check
take
it out
it?
right now.
I
Pull
did.
it out
Take
right
it?
now. Go ahead. I'll give you permission,
Okay. Are we-
and you'll see. Yep. Go ahead. Go to the @Experience Podcast.
The app.
No, the @Experience Podcast.
Oh, I thought you said the app.
No, the app. Well, we should get an app for
We should get
just
an
the
app.
podcast.
Just the podcast.
You can get
Only
the Anchor
us.
app where you can listen to the podcast on the Anchor.
Okay, so here we have a guy very ugly yellow-colored wall.
Well, let's not talk about the colors here. Man. It's not
He's not facing the camera directly.
of course not.
If that's what
But
you're
there's an
picturing.
artistic point to that.
Yes, yeah. There's stuff to.
It's sort of a Banksy vibe you can get from it.
Yeah,
It's like
there's a-
deep.
Yeah, the solid red shirt is really a statement.
Now, keep in mind, he wasn't wearing a red shirt when we took the photo. This is Connor.
That is part
This
of
is-
the.
It's Connor's artwork.
It's part
It's
of.
part of the piece.
Yes, he was actually wearing it was sort of a, I want to say in between the color of the lights, like like a stoplight above yellow and green,
Yeah, I know
Like
what you're
that
talking
one.
about. Yeah.
sort of that color, and I
Yeah.
switched it because I was like, it's sort of like maroonish kind of thing,
Yeah,
like a bright maroon, if that makes sense, or a crimson kind of,
crimson.
and I was
Like
like
a dark orange.
like a dark
really
orange
dark
a little bit,
orange.
and I didn't like that, so I
Very
changed it.
saturated salmon.
Yes.
And so I changed it in post to red.
Of course, yes, because it
Good-
evokes
good
more
choice,
emotion.
good
Yes.
choice.
It
It
shows
does
the
evoke.
power. It shows the power
Yeah,
that Noah has.
And that was the point. I'm glad you saw that analyzation.
yeah.
Oh.
And so moving on from just the color palette that we chose.
We could talk about this for days.
Right. That's Tanner's job.
That's Tanner's job.
Normally, you would expect it straight on shot, or maybe the 3/4 like to the side.
That's kind of
This-
conventional.
This is actually a 180 shot.
Yes. It is a 180.
The swivel pose. He
Yes.
just swiveled right on around. Can't even
Yes.
see his face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was that your artistic choice, or was that to protect the privacy?
So it was a bit of
Yeah.
both. So we actually took the photo just straight on, and I had the photo-
Conventionally.
conventionally. He was sitting there in his scarlet.
We won't talk about the color of the shirt.
But of
yes.
course,
Yeah.
and I was like, it looked good, but it didn't have the
The
taste.
gravitas.
Yes.
That you were looking
Pack a
for.
punch.
It didn't have the pack a punch. And so I got a picture of I got a single hair, took a picture of it, and layered it over his face to make
Connor's
it look like
very detail oriented.
The stamp
Yes.
tool.
the
He's
stamp.
very
Yeah.
Just copy and paste and
Yeah,
copy.
good.
And so that was created.
So this is artificial.
All artificial.
It's great. It's great.
It
Very well
looks
done.
almost like he's turned around, right?
It did. Well, my initial
You thought
analysis.
This
You
what
thought
you-
that.
was
yeah.
the
yeah.
180.
You know what people tell us all the time. Connor is very good at that kind of manipulation photography.
Yes.
It's kind of his term that he's created for it.
The tomfoolery
Mhm.
of the camera.
You really draw it out. So that's two hobbies that I was able
Yeah.
to get.
That's
I guess I don't know the third one. Very very good with words.
Okay.
A wordsmith.
speaking.
That's good. That's right. You're good at it.
I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't talk about reading. You
No.
don't want to get it since that's
a bit of a problem. I'm in the
Yeah,
1%.
rough
He's
area.
that
in the
one.
1%,
Yeah.
and not the one you want.
No, the bottom 1%. But what do you think about Daniel's talent here?
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
Would you agree?
I would say his talent.
His talent is good.
Nothing. Yeah. Very good.
What would you say is your most unique talent?
Well, obviously, when you get into it, right? Because of it, it's that.
I was thinking the exact same
Yeah.
thing. I was hoping you would see that in yourself.
I
So-
don't like to brag about it. That's
No.
the only problem. Is sometimes I just kind of.
But you see it, and that's what matters.
Okay, well there you go. That's the show, and so
That's the show. 14 minutes in.
When they say a
we're
podcast
almost
about
almost
nothing,
done. We're almost
it really
done.
is a podcast about nothing.
Yeah.
Now, Austin wasn't sure what the podcast was. Connor, go ahead and describe what the podcast is.
So the podcast. Do you want me to
Go ahead,
thing?
spoil it all.
Okay.
Let's put out a mild spoiler warning here, like, just in case things slip. And so we'll just put out a spoiler warning for our listeners. We have one 6-year-old that listens, and she gets very excited when we talk about certain things. So
Or
we don't
he.
wanna-
We don't
or
know.
he, or them,
Or them.
or we,
Or we.
or us.
Okay.
But 6 years old, confirmed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the podcast, as you may have already told, is about
Borrowed.
Telled.
could have told is about, I think, an analysis of
Yeah, I agree. That's probably what it is.
I'm getting a lot of slice of life
There's
type art,
there's slices and there's
but the
life.
slices are pretty thin.
Okay. Well, are you saying that there's not a lot of substance here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's bring some substance to the table.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Top 300 numbers. 1 to 300. Go.
127. 2.
Now, are you saying 1 is ranked number 27?
No, I was just saying I like number 127.
Oh, I thought you were
okay.
saying like 1 is 27.
Now, ranked first
Oh.
is 220.
So I 127.
Okay.
Okay.
2. 265.
265,
Wow,
really?
that's
That's
controversial
unique.
one. Yeah.
3.
I wouldn't.
3737.
Now I said 1 to 300,
He said 37 though.
but he's
37.
Like 37.
37. Is that your final answer?
No, 3. No, third position is 7.
Oh, wow.
That makes a little sense. I've heard that before.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Go on.
Now are we sticking to just whole numbers?
It's up to you. I mean, you're the substance. You're trying to fill in the substance here, so go ahead.
I'm trying to bring let's bring some real substance.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead. Talk about it.
Okay.
Number 4 is number 4.
Interesting.
Wow.
5.
It's a high number for
5 we're going to
single
down
digits.
to negative 20. 20. And I'm
Okay,
sticking,
Let's talk
I'm
about
sticking
that
to
answer
one.
first.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I think
What do
we
you see
need
in that
to
answer?
We need to dive into
We're going to
there.
talk about negative 20.
I know. We need to talk about
There's
it.
some substance.
There's Easter eggs in there, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say we need to talk about it.
Mhm.
That is something we have to talk about.
Exactly.
Connor,
Number
go ahead.
6 is
Yeah.
54.
Okay.
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 Well, I'm glad we talked about negative 20.
Yes.
That's the big thing. I'm glad we could
Now,
finalize.
54. Let's analyze
Let's
this.
analyze.
Now, when you look at it, 5 plus 4 is 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 minus 4 is 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. What does that mean?
That means if you look at the 9
Mm-hmm.
and you do the mirror switch,
Okay.
The double
Wow.
flipperoni.
the double
Uh-huh.
flipperoni, which not many people can do. If you do the double flipperoni,
Yes.
it turns into a 6.
Wow. Now 6 is 5 plus the 1 without including the 4.
Oh, if you ignore the 4,
Uh-huh. And then if
That's
you
what they teach you in math.
And then if you do
Yeah.
5,
Ignore the 4, carry the 1.
if you do 5.4 and add the
Whoa,
1,
we can do.
it's 6.4.
decimals.
and if you choose,
I'm just analyzing your answer here. I'm not saying the answers are allowed to be.
You
decimals.
introduced the decimal.
Well, now
That's
we're-
a whole nother
now
layer
we're
of
deep-
substance
well,
I wasn't really
yeah,
prepared to go
I wasn't
into.
sure we should talk about that.
that's complicated.
We talked about that last week, and we had a little bit of an audience backlash. Let's say.
Mhm.
But a decimal
Uh-huh.
answers?
We had some backlash
Okay.
in the comments section. Let's say people aren't very nice in the comments
No.
section. Sometimes we've got a lot of great listeners, of course,
Mhm.
but some of the comments, oh, what are you doing? Screw you! Don't include the decimals. You see that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Sweet.
So let's talk about
We have to talk about it. Yeah.
this. So you know Daniel Howe.
We know each other.
Take a guess.
I'm gonna say not, because you are, as everyone knows, a successful plus leader for
Interesting.
the
It's
math.
more the other way around. Let's
You
say.
are.
Let's switch it.
Okay.
How do I know Connor?
Oh.
I have no idea. Let me take a guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
You are a successful plus leader.
Ooh,
Correct.
you would know that. First of all,
I don't know that.
you could
Take a
even.
guess.
You should know. I guess you would know that.
I'm going to say this is another guy you roped into going to Energy Club.
Ooh.
I actually technically that's not true.
Technically, that is true, though.
No, it's not.
Did you
went there on
get
your rope.
roped? Did he bribe you into Energy Club with free food? It's a
I
common.
can't-
It's
that
a
was a
common
while-
tactic.
It was a while ago.
It's-
Technically, Connor joined Energy Club after certain things.
you bribed him.
Mhm.
Energy Club was a secondary pull, let's say.
After,
Would you say that?
I would say that.
The primary
Yes, he is
source.
involved in Energy Club now,
Okay.
but that was not the main way that I met Connor, let's say.
I'm gonna give myself props for that one though.
That was impressive.
It's not really hard. I only do like 3 things.
Plus, Energy Club. Am I allowed to say all your involvement?
Go ahead. I mean,
So
where can
now-
people find me on campus? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, and trumpet.
Yeah, so there you go. You only have 3.
I don't think you play the trumpet.
You would know that as well.
Might.
I would hope. I don't know. Gym buddies?
We have now. I'm going to say this.
You're
I
not
did
two
mention
buddies.
that you were a plus leader, and we did dwindle down 2 of all 3 options, and one of the options hasn't been mentioned yet.
There's another involvement.
No.
So
How would I have met Connor?
I don't know any more of your involvements.
No, it's one of those involvements.
Oh. Plus student.
There
Yes.
you go.
Oh.
Connor was a student.
A plus.
Let's say a fanboy.
I was a fan.
You were a fan of the plus?
I was a fan.
Talk
of
about
Plus.
the things that you came to mind.
Well, let's see.
You came to a lot of my extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Energy Club was one.
Mm-hmm.
He came to the expo as a volunteer.
Yes.
You also came to
A basketball game.
my intramural basketball game.
And I bought you and guess who comes to the show? Food.
What
Wow.
are you talking about?
Panera.
That's true. Nadia.
Her name is Panera?
Mm-hmm.
No, you bought Nadia.
Yes.
Was
I
that,
don't
was,
say her
that,
name.
was that the same day?
Yeah.
Nadia's been on the show several times.
Huh?
She's been on the show
I
several
don't
times.
know.
I was supposed to have her on last weekend, but she canceled last minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sad.
If she's listening.
When she come to a party?
Oh, that's right. I keep inviting her. I'm like, Connor invited you.
When you come to a party?
I can't come by just by myself.
You can bring Owen.
Okay, that's worse.
that might be.
Should I bring Austin too?
Hey, you want
3
to come?
guys?
To what?
To I have a online fraternity. We cloned Club
Uh-huh.
Penguin back when it
Mhm.
closed,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's sort of
It's like
Just
Club
like that.
Penguin.
yeah.
It's an online fraternity?
Yeah, it's the first online fraternity, and so I have parties every Friday. You can come in, and then there's like impromptu, like the whole partying scene.
There's like mini games you can play.
There's mini
Oh,
games
okay.
of just talk to the girl at the end of the room, and then you have to key on keyboard.
Connor, talk about the time
Key
that
on
you
key.
talked to girls at a frat party. You and Tanner. You would never guess.
You
I
know,
would never guess that he talked to a girl at a frat party.
Well, Tanner too.
Tanner
These
too.
two and what happened, what transpired.
So there's a weird thing I have to tell you about that afterwards,
Oh, after the show?
unreleased. Yeah,
Off air.
Off air. So, let's see. We were at a frat party. We were at, I don't want to say the letters, but it rhymes with ATO.
Uh-huh.
We don't want to say, of course.
Yo.
Yeah, we won't say what.
So we were there. Tanner and I, we skadoodled in the party.
Now, these
Follow-
are 2 bachelors.
Yes.
Young bachelors. You
Young-
can imagine Tanner going out on the town,
Mm-hmm.
as he would.
some young whippersnappers, and we go inside, and we do nothing. We stand there.
Yeah.
We talk to each other. We're like, this place is boring. We're just standing in there, a lot, talking to each other, and then some people come up to us.
So, which people?
It's 2 females come up to us.
Come to you.
Come to us, which is
They approach you
yes.
out of
Which is
interest or sympathy.
I
Well,
probably
we'll get to that in a minute.
I would say sympathy.
You may be able to figure that out. Now, there's no right answer here, but
No.
you'll be able to interpret that from what he's going to say.
Okay.
And so, conversation begins, and one of the 2 females,
Mhm.
one of them mentions podcast. Tanner and I say, "Oh, we do a podcast."
Jump on that.
We
Oh,
jump on that,
Yeah.
and then
Now, Tanner, again, let's preface. Tanner thinks he's a producer on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
he's very proud of his
He's very
imaginary role,
Okay.
and so we invite them to the podcast. They come on,
Mhm.
which we did not expect. Have
You
recorded.
invite them not that day. You
No.
say you get their phone number or something.
Yeah, we made a group chat, and they came on a week afterwards.
A week after they come
Yeah.
on, they
After
meet in
they
studio.
sobered up and everything.
Yeah.
In studio,
Mm-hmm.
not in like Connor's apartment or
Mhm.
room. That would be creepy. Because I wasn't on this episode. This was just them. They just did it by themselves. I don't remember what happened. I guess you just texted me. You said, "Hey, we got some people." Maybe I wasn't available.
Yeah, you weren't there.
It's the only episode I've ever not been on. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Anyway, they do it in the multimedia studio. That's where we usually record.
Yeah.
We can't right now, obviously, with construction.
Right.
So we're recording in our B studio here. But anyway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was that it? I guess that's it.
So
Yeah.
you got the 2 numbers. They came on the show.
Yeah.
Was it a good
You
show?
can listen to that show.
Yeah.
It was
It's
an
okay.
awful show.
It's,
It was-
it's one of
It was
the
horrible.
It's one of the bad
Because,
ones.
well, here's the
Did
problem.
they have a lot of good content?
Here's, I would say it was mostly my fault. Because
Distracted.
because I did not at all expect they would come on.
Right.
Maybe they might be listening.
The novelty of it
Mm-hmm.
is almost surreal.
Tanner was useless on that episode.
Yeah.
Was he?
I don't even know what he was doing. I mean, all I could do was hear. Yeah, I wasn't there, obviously. But,
No, it was... Well, because... And so, 10 minutes before we were going to record,
Mhm.
they texted and say, "So where is this multimedia room?" And that's when I was like, oh, they're actually coming on. Because they didn't, I think the
Because I
last
think
text.
if they hadn't, I think you and Tanner would have just done one by
And that's what the plan was.
Yeah.
We were just planning on doing a one-on-one episode. And so they come in the room, and
It's not a great. You can listen back if you're really curious. I think it's called the meta episode.
Yes.
That's what that title is. You can go
Okay.
back and scroll through. It's okay to bad.
it is okay to bad.
There's not a lot of great stuff. I'll be honest. There's a lot of our podcasts that are bad, and there's some I think are very good.
And the meta episode,
on the bad side.
that's on the
Yeah,
bad side.
but I
on the
mean-
bad side.
It is one thing we tell the story about, but we don't show.
Have you told the story before on the podcast?
What story of the
Meta
going
episode.
to the
Yeah,
going to the
about.
frat party?
Yeah.
Several times.
So this is a recurring thing.
Yeah, so
Oh,
this is basically...
I'm not part of the.
Our listen, as an avid listener, you would have known.
Sure.
I don't know what we were talking about before that, but
we were talking about the fact that you took the cookies away.
I don't think
After
so.
school.
Well, I told Owen I would give him to him. He's sick, so I was like, yeah, I can give him
And he was running?
cookies. He had PT. He had everything.
Oh.
How many episodes in are you?
This is 35.
Wow.
35.
With an extra one with the Tanner and Chris thing that'll be coming out later.
I'm excited to hear that one.
It's not great.
How great is
It's
not
okay.
great?
It's okay.
I mean, it's Tanner.
It's Tanner. Anything with Tanner on. Tanner is a big head.
He does.
Physically.
Actually, a big head.
And,
He
yes.
does.
Yeah, I don't know what we were talking about before that, but...
Oh, we were talking about how you met Daniel through
Ah,
Plus.
yes.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so give me your initial impression. You walk into the Plus session
So I
for the
walked in
first
the
time.
Plus session.
You see
You
this
forgot, you
man.
also came to one of my stand-up nights.
I did.
You
That was
did
pretty early
A
on.
bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And eventually...
So give me your initial impression. You walk into the
So
Plus
I
room.
walk in. Let's see, because I walked with my friend at the time.
there were a
Still my
couple
friend.
guys.
It was
Mark, and there was also someone else.
Well, he only came. He didn't.
He only came a
the
couple
first
times, yeah.
He was too small.
Anyway, you have that great friends with Mark.
Yeah. So you had a little.
Not here
a little-
anymore.
No,
True.
Mark left him.
he left. He was like, "Can't be
Yeah.
friends with that guy."
No, but actually, you transferred, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he transferred
Where'd
like the
he
next
go?
semester. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Secret news.
Yeah.
But the
We're not
Flying Place Academy.
Oh
We
yeah.
won't say the
Yeah,
actual
we
name.
won't say what it is.
Okay.
But, and then I walk in. Daniel says something stupid, but me and in my skill set, I'm like, I can say something stupider.
He's challenging me.
So it was a
How
challenge
stupid
from the
Little
it is.
beginning.
banter.
Because I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna let someone beat me at my own game, the stupid game. So I go in, and I think for the first, I want to say 4 plus sessions, I did not do a single problem.
He was bad.
I was bad. I will.
Yeah.
I will say.
You might have done like half the problem, and then
Mm-hmm.
Mark had to do it, or maybe Mark just did them all the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even start the problem. I would sometimes I would just right up
I
there.
don't know what you were doing.
So
Drawing
what would you do in
pictures?
these sessions?
He was like
They're-
doodling.
They're an hour long.
Yeah.
I
so
know.
I would-
That's-
I would make fun of Mark. Making
Yeah.
fun of Mark took out about 30 minutes.
That's a
Well,
lot.
no wonder he went off to
He
the
actually did
airplane.
stop going. He said he was stopping going because I made fun of him too much.
Really?
So then I was left all on my lonesome,
Mhm.
and then so it was me and I
Then
actually,
he had to do work because then
Then
I
I
think
had
I put you with someone,
you did.
or I made people work with you. That was like punishment.
That's a plus 2 tactic.
It was punishment. Someone wasn't behaving. You had to work with Connor.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
Kev.
Yeah,
Kev had
Kevin.
to work with me a lot.
Anyway, so Connor does that, and then
Mm-hmm.
he becomes a fanboy. Let's say
I'm a regular. I'm a regular for the plus session show.
he goes to all those extra.
It is a
things.
show in and of itself.
Mhm.
My sessions are interesting.
Mhm, I was-
I've been to them. Yeah.
They're interesting.
It's normally a pretty dry subject, but
You gotta spice it up.
you put the moisture back.
Every
in.
the mentor, I won't say who observed me, but you know, who did observe me. Her name rhymes with Pranusha,
Mhm.
and she was like, "You're very sassy, and it won't work with everyone, but I think it works okay with you, so it's fine."
Got some sass in your sessions.
Wow.
There's some sass.
Did you see sass?
I did see sass. Well,
in
I think
sessions?
I think the most successful way that I learned from Daniel's sessions is when you would ask him how to do something,
Mhm.
he would tell you to ask someone else. So
Mm-hmm.
I just never learned how to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
It was a circle of people
was-
asking how to do it, and then
So
there
what
was
did
no
you
one to
learn?
do it.
What is one takeaway you got from Daniel's plus session?
How to join Energy Club.
How to join
Because
Energy
then he
Club.
decided to become an officer in Energy
Are you
Club.
really an officer now?
Yeah.
He created.
Wow.
He ran the business fair. He's
All by myself.
He's helping with the Southeastern Energy Conference coming up this Thursday and Friday. Of course, you can go. You get free alcohol.
And for me too, I can
Well,
go fake.
you're recruiting some high quality people.
For what?
Energy Club.
Oh yes.
Well, the other
Connor?
people are.
Connor?
I lower the average. I mean,
Yeah.
No, people like you. I think
Huh?
people just see like some innocence. I guess like Arthi, she likes you because
She still has to tell me what happened at that meeting.
Oh,
I felt bad for not going. I felt bad because she said like it's required.
Oh,
and I
go.
was-
Can you go tomorrow?
Huh? What time?
6:30.
Maybe I've got a test Wednesday.
Oh, we're doing a lot of like last minute stuff for that conference. You can go to that.
Can we do online stuff?
Is the conference here?
Yeah, it'll be still Thursday. Of course.
Where is it?
I don't want to talk about it too much, but if you were to go Thursday evening at probably like 6 to 8, it's in Marcus Nanotech where we have the architects from the Living Building coming to talk about like green buildings and that sort of stuff Thursday night with hors d'oeuvres and alcohol.
But
of
like,
course.
like you said, the details are a little
Yeah,
fuzzy.
yeah, I don't want to get on that. But then, Connor, you just asked about the Friday event. That's all day.
Yeah,
You
I
said-
was really
yeah, you
curious.
said it starts
What is that
You
Friday?
said it
event?
starts at 9, and there's
Yeah.
breakfast, and then you have like lunch, and then of course in the evening there's like a big showcase where a lot of students will present their posters, and again more alcohol and hors d'oeuvres.
But also confidential.
But it's confidential. I don't want to get too into the details, of course. But you were asking who this keynote speaker was.
Yeah,
Connor?
I was really
It's
curious.
actual Schlumberger.
Alex Slumberger.
Alex
Oh, yeah.
Schlumberger.
He wrote Slumdog Millionaire.
I don't think so.
Slumdog
It's
Millionaire?
he wrote Slumdog Millionaire,
Yeah.
which was not as well. It
Forget it, yeah.
No, it
It
was
was a little
very
more
well.
indie.
The critics loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't get the audience reception
Yeah.
because people didn't.
It was written
hear
for the
about it.
Academy.
It was written. It was one of those obviously for
Yeah.
Oscar bait movies kind of thing. A great movie. though.
Slumdog.
Slumdog Millionaire. Connor,
It was
I mean,
decent
you didn't like it?
Well, I read it 3 times.
Well,
You
it was
read-
also a movie.
Yes.
Did you see the movie?
Well, I saw. They made a movie. It was like a vlog of it, like a fan-made movie.
It was made with an iPhone. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that was decent.
An iPhone 4S too. I don't know why. This
Mhm.
was in 2017, so I don't know why. It was
4S2.
Yes.
The 4S2, 2 iPhone 4S. It was a 3D movie,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
and it was decent. You know,
Uh-huh.
But the actual movie, which I watched that
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Uh-huh.
That was on my parole, and
Of course.
it was it was relatable for me
Mhm.
because having a net worth of like $1,000.
Yes, of course.
And I seen
wow,
him-
we're up to 1,000.
I am.
I thought the production design was amazing.
It
in
was.
Slumdog Millionaire. The set pieces that they created, kind of, and you could see the artistry and the backgrounds for Slumdog Millionaire.
Right, yeah.
I thought it was good. The lead actor, of course, was pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Slumdog?
Yes. Alexander Slumdog.
That's his actual name and his character.
Yes, it's kind of a biography, kind of.
Yeah.
It's an autobiography.
It was about him. Well, because he's a business leader.
Yes.
So it's about his story of how he made
becomes
his
a
millions.
business
How he
leader.
becomes a
Alexander
millionaire.
Slumdog, very good. For some reason, his middle name is Frank. I don't know why. That was a big
Well, they
plot
said
point
that
in the middle.
prologue.
But then it becomes a big plot point kind of in the middle of the movie. I don't know why.
The Frank name?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a big reveal that his middle. I guess maybe that's a spoiler for Slumdog. But you've seen Slumdog Millionaire, obviously.
This is classic.
It's a
Everyone-
classic movie. Yeah, big Oscar movie, obviously. Won 3.5 Oscars. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how they did the half because you can't win a half.
Top half.
Yeah,
It's
top
the-
half.
it's, It
Mm-hmm.
was a good movie though.
Yeah,
And who else is there?
Huh?
At this energy, Southeastern Energy Conference.
You can find a full list of that. There's a Facebook event, and if you Google it, Southeastern Energy Conference, the website should come up.
I'm so excited. Me being because I wasn't interested in going to this event, but now that I've heard so much about
Who
this
the
great
keynote
event,
speaker is?
Well,
And
I'm gonna give you a
Where
code,
it is?
so you can go for free.
really,
The special code for listeners of this
The Experience
podcast. Have this special promo code. It's all lowercase. What I have to say, I am Energy Club. You use the promo code I am Energy Club.
All one word.
All one word, no spaces. Austin, I know you're registering right now.
Yep.
It's free alcohol. It's just beer and wine. We can't get spirits on campus for obvious reasons.
We
you
don't
can.
No, like we
You just,
literally
like, put it
can't.
underneath.
No, we're not allowed.
Why
to.
do you say for obvious reasons? Because I don't know the obvious
We're just
reason.
not allowed to. Like beer, like getting beer and wine is already really difficult. It's an on-campus event, so it's like thousands of paperwork and stuff. We have to have like people watching.
Is there
Not
less
bad.
paperwork for...
Beer and
For-
wine.
for
I
liquor?
think it's just like you're not allowed to have liquor.
Okay.
There's also a 2-drink limit, again for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, me being, wanting to be more involved with Energy Club, how can I volunteer for this event?
Well, you can also go to the website. There's a volunteer tab. And you
Can I
click the
volunteer
volunteer.
to bartend?
We know, because those are GT people. Why do you want to bartend? Do you want to? It's not, bartending is not.
Why would you not want to bartend?
Why would you want? It's just beer and wine. So you're just literally handing people beer and pouring cups of wine.
Sounds good to going around with boxed wine.
No, we're not doing that. This is a fancy event.
Okay.
You can go. You should go to
You,
this. It's
you
free
can make
food.
beer and wine mixers.
You could do
Oh
that.
yes, for the cocktail hour.
I guess you
Yeah.
could
we
do
can't
that.
have actual cocktails.
I don't know if
but
anyone's
mix
ever-
We'll make
beer
our
and
own.
wine. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever asked to do that. There is an after party. Are you going to the after party? Aren't these apartment
What time is it?
after the
After party.
after the party
After the party.
after the showcase at like 6 or whatever.
Okay.
I won't be able to go.
I mean, I didn't know about it, so.
Well, she's been talking about the meetings you haven't been at.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be there, maybe.
I can't go, so you'll have to be there for
Well,
me.
why would I be there?
You're committing on the record.
Oh.
So if she
I
listens,
have to go. I'm going to Naval Ball.
Oh. Well, who else? Who else is going to be there that I
I
know?
don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that on air. It's private, confidential U.S. military
Mm-hmm. Secrets.
information. Yeah, secrets.
Mhm.
What was it? Who else is going to be there? Everyone else in the committee. All your best friends.
All of them?
Yeah.
Can I bring a +1?
Yeah, you can bring Austin if you want.
Austin?
a plus session one.
A +1.
There you
Oh,
go.
plus
There you go.
one.
Tying it back.
tying it back, bringing it around town.
Who's your +1?
Huh?
The girl from the frat party?
No.
That girl
She
you
didn't text
don't
me
want, the
back.
girl you don't want to talk about?
Oh, after the
From last
podcast?
whatever?
Nope. Not.
After the podcast.
There's a girl
she
you wanted to
texts
talk
me.
about with me off air, so
Mhm.
Oh, but you'll bring her to the after party.
I can't. I don't know why.
I mean, maybe. I actually couldn't. She's not here.
Oh, really?
She's abroad.
Oh. Oh, you shouldn't
Don't
talk about it like
that.
that. You should not talk about it.
Oh, no, of course.
Connor, please.
I mean,
please. You can't say that. It's 2016.
that was rude.
Yeah, that was rude. Apologize.
I'm sorry about that.
Use her name.
Huh?
Use her name.
Well, I don't have to use her name.
You can use like a. You can
Mrs.
think of a name
Brown.
like Noah.
Noah, I didn't mean to say you were abroad.
Dude, Noah got very upset last week. I was just listening to it when we wouldn't tell him about the big
He was
announcement.
pretty sad. He was pretty mad about that.
Mhm.
He gets very frustrated.
But he really liked. I think he named about 50 Chris names on that one.
He named a lot
He
of
did.
Chris names. That was pretty good.
I can only think of about 2
Okay, go ahead.
right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt,
Okay.
Okay.
Chris, Christoph,
Okay.
Chris
Frozen.
Toff. Yeah,
Chris
Chris
Toff.
Toff.
Christoph.
Not Christoph. Chris.
Chris
Toff.
Toff.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 2. Chris Hemsworth
Uh-huh.
is
Oh,
3.
sounds
Chris Inning.
Christening,
Uh-huh.
like you do to a boat.
No, Chris Inning, yeah.
Possibly a naval.
Oh, we can't
Oh,
say Navy. We
event?
can't say the
You
word
can't-
Navy.
maybe?
We can't
No.
say the word Navy
You
on
might
air
christen,
for military secrets
Okay.
purposes, of course.
but you might christen other
But
things.
here's where all of the ROTC people will be.
Mhm.
No. Okay, go ahead.
You might christen a baby.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Chris
Chris, well, that's it.
Chris Kringle. That's
Chris Kringle.
That's a good guy.
Yeah.
Chris Pringle.
Chris Pringle.
A little bit more involved in the
He's-
snack industry.
He's he's getting there. He's getting there.
So, Connor, what were you doing today that you were so busy?
Well, you know me. I'm a busy man.
Uh-huh.
I woke up this morning at 5:55
Okay.
because I needed to be.
That's early.
That's
late.
early.
Okay. Wow.
Well, I needed to be somewhere at 7. So I was like, I'm going to wake up at 5:55. But the problem is I went to bed at 3. So when I woke up at
of
5:55, I was very tired.
So what stuff fills that time?
Hmm?
That's a lot of time before having to be somewhere and waking up.
Well, because
Connor requires a lot of attention in the morning.
gotta
Mm-hmm.
pretend to put on the makeup. I'm very into the
He
fake
carries a
makeup thing.
hairbrush
Yeah.
with him at all times.
I actually do carry a hairbrush with me all the time.
He's- He'll pull it out right now. It's
Well,
not
it's-
worth it. It's over there.
Okay.
He really does.
I believe you.
Thank you. It's an Aveda brush.
He'll bring it when we're just doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're just at Facet. We'll just be brushing his hair on the way there. Like, why do you need to brush your hair? You'll brush your hair to come to the podcast.
I do. I was
It's
brushing my
just
hair
me.
right outside the
Yeah,
door.
It's just me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who you're trying to impress. Austin?
I'm trying to impress myself because I feel like if my hair looks nice,
The audio will look
the
nice.
audio is crisper.
Okay.
My hair is messy and the audio is
Anyway,
good.
5:55.
5:55. I wake up. I'm tired because I went to bed at 3. So I go back to bed.
Naturally.
Remember, I need to be somewhere at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I wake up, naturally, the clock says 6:53. I'm, a
course.
little stressed because I need to be somewhere at 7. So I wake up, run out of bed, run to where I need to be, get there.
Now, luckily, Connor's a runner.
Luckily, I'm
Yeah.
running.
So this is
So-
a very useful situation for him.
So going out and I'm running there and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I'm a runner.
And you don't have your pants on.
No,
Okay.
forgot that. But, no one was up that morning anyways. It was
Yeah.
fine. I
So
get
it's
there,
okay. No charges.
Yeah, no, you're good.
get back, go to class, sleep again,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was late to Oreo lecture, unfortunately. But
So you're sleeping when I asked you to do something this morning.
yes, that is what I
Oh.
miss the event for.
We had a thing this morning.
An event?
No. It's
Okay.
preparing for an event.
Mm.
We were just handing out flyers for the energy conference that's coming up. I
The Southeastern Energy
Yeah, we don't
Conference.
want to talk too much about that. We were supposed to do that at 11. Or we need to start doing that. We don't have that many people registered, so
That's not good.
that's why Connor and I are very good at convincing people to listen to us.
We are. I would
We-
say
Convincing people to listen to the podcast or just listen to you talk
Oh, both.
to them?
both. It's a bit of both.
We've literally been recruited by other clubs to join their marketing team. Like
Mhm.
someone else came up to us after an hour or so. She's like, "Hey, do you want to be a part of our marketing team?"
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, "Sorry."
Now, do you market on Skiles Walkway?
Yes.
So you're the people most people don't like.
No, but we're good at it.
We're so good
Yeah.
at that people enjoy us.
So you see me walking down Skiles Walkway with 2 headphones
Oh,
in,
we would eat. Well,
eyes down.
yeah, we could
Like,
easily get you to
this-
talk
this
to
post-
us.
So how do you intercept that?
First of all,
you
take
yank
the
them
headphones
out.
off.
yank him right out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We invade your
Grab them
personal
at where they
space.
connect, and
Yes.
We pull him right down.
yeah.
Yeah, yank
The
them out.
AirPods are a little harder because
It's
We have
almost
certain
selective.
techniques.
Yeah.
We have certain techniques. Connor has a classic technique.
The classic technique
Well, it's mine that I let you take.
that I'm borrowing. I'm
Do
taking
you know
on
what I'm
loan right
talking
now.
about?
Get the
Okay.
trademarks. The
Okay,
trademark.
Go ahead. Trademark technique.
Slip and slide.
The slip and slide.
So I'm walking.
He's walking.
I'm carrying
a few,
20.
no, not 20,
not
like
20,
10
like 10
okay.
flyers, handmade, drawn with crayon.
Now it's
Whoa,
windy.
yeah.
There's a lot of rocks and tree branches on the sidewalk.
Mhm.
Connor's walking.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop,
Whoopty daisy! I trip right in front of you.
and fall.
You take out your
Yeah.
headphones because you're a concerned person.
You're
like, wow,
a concerned civilian.
how can I help you? And you're helping me pick him up, and I say, no,
Oh, no.
you can keep that.
That
now
is-
you have the flyer. You're walking
You're
away.
listening.
I
You're
have
reading
one.
it, and,
And
you're,
I'm sympathize
Yes.
with you.
and you're reading the flyer.
That's
and,
genius. Have you
yeah.
actually done that?
Like
Yeah, I
20 times.
invented it. I invented it, but then it hurt me too much, so I let Connor do it.
Yeah.
That's
Because he's got a
genius.
little thicker skin than me.
Mhm.
Because I will literally like my skin will start to poop just because it's hitting the. You have to fall, so that way you don't actually hurt yourself, obviously.
Mhm. But it's got to look real enough that they.
But it has to
have
look
a
real
fire.
enough, so you kind of have to. Yeah, that works. 30%. of the time.
30, well, 35.
There have been times where we fall and no one.
70%
people
of
keep
the
walking.
time, people walk around you.
Oh yeah, they walk around us. Like at least
Mhm.
pick up the stuff, no matter if they know it's stunted.
Yeah.
We did fall. Like
Now,
we
what
are.
is, what is the reaction from the other solicitors?
No, it works well with the group because they'll all kind of help, and then you get multiple people, and a lot of them will just be like, that's good." And
So
then
they're in on it with you.
So the solicitors, most
Oh,
of the
sorry, you
time.
mean the other solicitors? I'm
The
sorry.
other
I was like, oh, okay.
solicitors,
Oh
yeah.
no, they hate us because we're so good.
Well, I think from my understanding, because I see people, and all the women, they're laughing,
Mhm.
giggling, because we're so funny, and then
Yeah.
Funny and stupid are
Funny
kind of
funny
is-
used
you get the
it's not
class.
laughing with us; it's laughing
It's
at
laughing
us.
at us.
That's what
So-
you want when you're trying to get them to.
You
Exactly.
know that some of them don't like us because we kind of block people.
Yeah.
Because another technique, when people will be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have time," you walk with them.
Oh, you.
Yes.
You do the.
There's no excuse then because I'm walking
You
with you
latch
to where
onto
you're
them.
going.
Yeah.
People will be like, "I don't have time." Well, you're already walking that way. Just listen to what I have to say.
Yeah. You're the least liked.
But it also
type of
works. No, a lot of people do like
They
because we put effort into it. Like
Mhm.
we are putting obvious concerted effort. We're not just standing there saying, "Here's free cookies" or whatever. Here's a
What
flyer.
do you say? Is it personalized?
It's personalized.
It's
I
personalized.
don't think we've ever used the same exact thing each time. Sometimes it's both of us. Sometimes it's just
Mhm.
one. Sometimes it'll be one and then another. It's a whole thing. It's almost like
Oh,
a
sometimes
skit.
you both
Yeah.
approach the same
Yeah,
person.
sometimes it's like a
Yes.
skit. Sometimes it's like a skit. Yeah,
Oh.
it's a whole thing. It's very and it's not scripted, obviously.
No.
We have go-to things like the slipping and falling is
Mhm.
kind of a go-to, but
Yeah.
even that kind of changes on a per thing basis.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, we'll walk with them, and it kind of blocks them from talking to the other people too.
Mhm.
So it kind of serves a double purpose.
Yeah.
Because people will come up to like,
It's like as you walk with
as
him,
we're
push him
walking,
towards a wall.
people will try to like approach like the other solicitors will be like, hey, take our flyer, and they're already talking to us. They're not even
You're
listening.
latched on.
They're not even listening. Yeah.
Well, good for you. Good for you. And these techniques have been developed over time.
We're some of the best.
We are masters in our field.
Yes.
In the soliciting, on the spot, we are. I would say, we've got some man hours in it.
We're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We do, believe it or not, we do get people to click on the podcast when we do the Freud podcast.
Well, that's good.
Energy Club, I don't know, because then they get people to register and it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the show. Or we can keep going. I don't know. How long do you want to keep going? Yeah, it's like 10, 20.
No, what time was the?
Oh, we're approaching 50 minutes here, or about 15 minutes.
That's good enough.
That's good enough.
Are you gonna edit that out or does that stay in?
What?
Yeah, that's good enough.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your
I didn't
comment.
say that.
What?
It's good enough.
What?
Nick, why is he?
Anyway, that's the show.
I think it's
follow
great.
us,
Good enough.
Follow us on Instagram at Experience Podcast, anchor.fm/the-experience, at Austin.
That's it. I got a username early.
Wow,
Is-
at Austin.
is it at
I was
Austin
an early adopter of
Underscore
Instagram.
Berquist? Is it underscore?
It is.
Okay.
Okay, I'll follow.
Yeah. And on Twitter, it's at a Berquist
3
Wow.
6 divided by 2.
divided by
Let me
2.
finish.
Yeah, there's a little quick math.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's wheels turning.
It's a tough one.
Connor, it's at Connor is cool.
Well, that's what it used to be.
It
And
used to
then,
be.
some people, I had a third party analyze me,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, you know what, you can't say you're cool anymore
Mhm.
because, the whole
It's
legal
literally
against the
not
truth
cool.
thing.
Mhm.
So now it's Connor is.
Yeah. It's spelled out phonetically.
E and H.
Yeah.
It's spelled out phonetically. Anyway, anything else you want to say before we go, Austin, Connor?
Had a great time.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Eh.
Okay, that part will be cut.